Shalom, y'all. Bashim al Shabbat to the Akim, and Shalom, y'all. Shemar al Thumb Bashim al Shah to the Akwafium. This is Officer Mathumya from Isupk, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are going to talk. This is the Brotherhood class. Slogging. This is the Brotherhood class, and we're going to go over Brotherhood scriptures throughout this whole class. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk a little brief. About incidents that happened recently with brothers on a boat, on the dock and all that stuff. Man, we can jump right into it basically. I'm running a little bit behind. So the story is, basically, uh, they was trying to get some oppressors to move their boat so the other brothers and sisters could basically almost like dock a little bit. So you know what I mean. And push come to shove, they get so arrogant, like they normal self. They get so arrogant, puffed up. They run the planet, so they want to go ahead and put hands on the Lord's chosen people. So push come to shove. We got a brother swimming from across the. Got a brother swimming from the other side and all that over to where they at. Hop in the whole altercation. Israel prevailed that day. The Lord was with them brothers that day. So you know, it was Tawab to see. It was definitely Tawab. Because like the general was saying last night, if you guys was tuned into the America's on Fire show last night, usually we don't see a win with typically Israel. We don't see no wins regarding anything. We lose in every category. Just realistically, not talking down on none, just saying facts. We constantly taking L's on top of L's on top of L's. We constantly see, our brothers and sisters dying in this place. Being unalive, I should say, in this place. Getting abused by police, getting abused by regular oppressor civilians. We getting looked down upon in this place. Shoot, I remember General Hyman last year brought out that somebody fed a homeless brother, a feces sandwich. Come on, man. So an oppressor could feel like he's like he got such an arrogance to himself that he feel like he could go ahead and feed a homeless brother a feces sandwich. Come on, man. Like a feces sandwich. You gonna feed that to one of our brothers, and you know what I mean? This is one of reasons why I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? We see no win in this place. And that was last year. You know what I mean? It's one of the examples of us taking L's. But look, in this occasion, it's a shock to a lot of people that we see, we see Israel standing up and actually taking a W for once how could I say, like, that everybody is seeing, like, that that's mainstream. If we take some wins, it's really like you gotta research it or something like that. But like everybody's seeing what happened, what transpired. Brothers use brotherhood and prevailed against the enemy. You know what I mean? They protected themselves, man. Really, the brother was doing his job. The brother was hey, he was on the clock. He was doing his thing, but the Edomites didn't want to respect it. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they're better than us, and so they think they can do whatever they want to do, and that's exactly what he did. And guess what? He paid for that. You know, repercussions came behind that. Repercussions came behind him putting his hands on Israel that day. The Lord stepped in and made it. You know what I mean? Made it a victorious day for Israel. And what them brothers and sisters was doing, not saying that the sisters should be scrapping or nothing like that. The sisters shouldn't be, but hey, it happened. It happened. But the brothers that did that and assist that brother, that went over there and helped that brother, just because they see, you know what I mean, uh, he was outnumbered by oppressors. It was like three of them. It was three oppressors and one, and just him, just one brother. You know what I mean? I guess brothers seen that and was like, well, the brother was had up in the air. You know what I mean? All them brothers seen that, and they recognize what that looks like. They recognize what 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 could happen after that, like minutes after minutes after what happened. So basically, all right, I'm saying like the oppressors that put their hands on them and all that happened. People know what happens after that. If left unanswered or left unchecked, people knows what happens after that. Brothers know what happens because we've seen it too many times. We've seen it way too many times with Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray. You know what I mean? Sandra Bland. We've seen this way too many times. People know, our brothers know what happens after an oppressor strikes or smites a brother like that, and then he's outnumbered at the same time. He's outnumbered. People knows what happens after that. You know what I mean? The result is the brother getting choked out on the train some months ago. That's the result of that. You know what I mean? Things like that happen. So you can't blame you can't blame them or fault them brothers that came and assist their brother, that came and helped their brother out and defended their brother. You know what I mean? In that moment, because it was looking like it was going to get bad because he's outnumbered. You know what I mean? They helped and they did they damn. The Lord did His thing that day. That day, the Lord went in and you know what I mean. The Lord went in and He made Israel victorious that day. Salaki, Salaki. Yeah, so yeah, we was victorious that day, and we, you know, what I mean, was I know everybody talking about the chairs, you know, what I mean, somebody, got hit in the head a dozen times with the chairs, you know, what else? And, I don't know, they got beat to it. I seen some of them after the fact, they post themselves on their social media. You know, I mean, he has the goal to post himself on social media saying like, "Damn, man, should they get swat?" Like, God, damn, man, he don't care. But with the bruises and all, you know what I mean? Like, he got the purple bags under his eye, bruises. They got jacked up out there yesterday. But look, you know what I mean? Hey, man, I love to see brothers come together for the right reasons. You know what I mean? They came and defended that brother, and that was it. And you know what I mean? That's in the scriptures actually. It's actually in the scriptures. You know what I mean? Brothers loving one another like that on that level or on any level, we supposed to love your brother, and not just say it, but do it. You know what I mean? But like through actions. So, and I was one of them ones, man. You know what I mean? Shoot, come on. And that's what the UPK does. Like, you know what I mean? We live our everyday lives like that, on the edge of like, you know, we don't know if we're gonna have to go ahead and defend. Like, we're gonna run across a brother that's being abused by one of the taskmasters here, or you know what I mean, authorities here. You know what I mean? We'll know we're gonna come across that and have to hop out of our car and go ahead and defend or get that devil off of our brother. We don't know if we're gonna have to, you know what I mean? It can happen. It can happen, but definitely we're not just gonna see our brother uh, get into a situation like that and do nothing. That's not UPK. That's not One West. One West is love your brother as you love. You know what? We gonna get into it. Like, I'm gonna go into some of these scriptures I got. You know what I mean? The first one, we're gonna start off slow. I got, First John chapter 4 verse 20. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. It's crazy, and this is what we're gonna need in the last days. We need each other so much that you know what I mean. Our people don't really realize it too much yet that how much we need each other. We need each other badly, and we need each other. We need to be in the right spirit in these last days because it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get crazy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read this scripture right here, man. All right, First John chapter 2, chapter 4 verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother. Now I'm gonna slow that down. The scripture say, like, if a brother say, like, you know what I mean, he love God. He profess all the time, like, you know what I mean. He gotta say, like, man, I love God, man, I love God. And then I'm read, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. So like you say all the time, and you love to let people know, man, look, I love God, I love God, I love God, and you hate your brother, you really are a liar. That's what the scripture's saying. You're a damn liar. You don't really, how can you love? Now, let me not answer it first. I'm gonna read on, because what I mean, I'm gonna read on real quick. Middle verse 20. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen? So like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Basically cut the hell out of people that love to lie and say they love God, right? You say you love God, but you look down on that brother, you know what I mean, that's hungry. You know what I mean? You look down on that brother and that doesn't have any food or anything, doesn't have any clothing, any way to clothe himself throughout throughout his day-to-day life. You know what I mean? You look down on him because he's sleeping in a cardboard box or something. You look down on him because he's asking you for change. He's asking you spare change. You know what I mean? You just hate your brother. The scripture said, if you hate your brother, then you hate God. I mean, if you hate God and if you love God and you hate your brother, you're a liar. You're a damn liar, because you gonna say you love God, but you never seen him before. You never seen God, but you hate your brother. But you know what I mean, you hate your brother that you see every day. You see your brother every day in his condition that he's in. You know what I mean, and you love God, but you look down on that brother you see every day, and you've never seen God before. No scriptures call you a damn liar. You know what I mean? That's not brotherhood at all. You know what I mean? And this all go back to what Christ told us, man. He told us to love each other. He told us to love each other. You know what I mean? Put our brother before ourselves. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. You know what I mean? One of my favorite things to talk about. Loving your brother as you love yourself, man. I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna get right into it. But that's what you know. What I mean, this scripture was talking about basically. I could read it one more time. Well, no, I'll read on actually. Uh, Salakia. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. You know what I mean? You love God. You say you love God. You must love your brother the same. You must love your brother as well. That's how it should go. You say you love God. That means you love your brother as well. That's one of our, you know what I mean, that's one of our main commandments that we have, man. We must love each other, especially in this hell that we in. Because look, if we don't love each other, who gonna show us some love, man? That's a good question. Like if if we not gonna show any love to each other, then who gonna go out their way, you know what I mean, to show us some type of love? Who gonna show us some pity or anything like we gonna do to each other? We know what we need the most. We know what our struggle is like. We know what we go through on a day-to-day basis. So, why not us show love to each other? And we got a self-hate problem going on, but you know what I mean? Even our other tribes, like Salabi, even our other tribes, like the 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 Northern Kingdom, you know what I mean? The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, you know what I mean? Those are brothers too, and we hate. I mean, there's too many of us that show disrespect to our other brothers. You know what I mean? To our other brothers and sisters in the islands and all that. Man, we act like they ain't our people. We are the same people. 12 different families, man. That's what because we got the same forefather. We come from the same fathers. The same fathers. We gotta show love to them too. You know what I mean? It's an issue with that. You know what I mean? Tribalism. You know what I mean? We all brothers, man. We brothers. We brothers, you know what I mean? Different. They just like how like, well shoot, they, you know what I mean? Why they culture different than ours? Really it's not. It's not. Listen, we don't got no different cultures or nothing like that. We got some different flavors maybe, but like, you know what I mean? Like shoot, they Spanish, they Spanish. That's the dumb. You just spewing, just vomiting, just vomiting whatever you want to come out your mouth to fit your point. But the truth is, you know what I mean. That's not their language. Just like what I'm speaking out of my mouth isn't my language. This isn't my language. Like you know what I mean. This is not what our forefathers from before the slave ships was speaking. We wasn't speaking this. Like, come on, man. In our homeland, we wasn't speaking English. We wasn't speaking Spanish. We weren't speaking Portuguese. You know what I mean? We wasn't speaking none of that. The only reason why we are speaking these languages because we are, you know what I mean, people that got overtaken. You know what I mean? We're people that got um that, you know what I mean, became captives to our oppressors. You know what I mean? That's what happens. They take us, you know what I mean, they stripped us of our culture, which they was never supposed to do. They wasn't supposed to do that. They did it. You know what I mean? They beat our culture out of us and all that. That's why it's important for us in the like brothers in the world. It's important you come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us. Because once we do that, we'll be strong. We'll be real strong, man, and a force to be reckoned with. We'll be a force to be reckoned with, and nobody will be able to do nothing. Nobody will be able to, you know what I mean, to do nothing. Because when the Lord is on our side, can't nobody mess with us. So like I was saying, like, you know what I mean, them languages, those are not our languages. Like what I'm speaking out my mouth ain't my language. Like, ain't our people language. Spanish is not their language, man. They got conquered. We got conquered. We got the same oppressor. We got the same oppressor that put his language, his culture on us. You know what I mean? We got it. So they got conquered. Like if you know history, they got conquered by the Spanish, by the Spaniards. You know what I mean? They got conquered by them, which hence them speaking Spanish. We got conquered by them people that coming from Great Britain. USA is like, you know, man, if you even tuned into yesterday's class, General Hyman, shout out to him. You know what I mean? He was going into a little bit into the 10 horns and the 10 heads and the 10 horns, or the 7 heads, sloppy. I believe it's the 7 heads and 10 horns. Uh, Slovakia, Slovakia, Slovakia. Uh, yeah, yeah. So if you was even tuning in to General Hyman's class, you know what I mean, yesterday, yeah, so you heard a little bit of what he was breaking down, talking about the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Like so the USA comes out of England, England. You know what I mean. So England would be one of the heads, right? But USA would be the horn that comes because USA comes from out of England. So like, you know what I mean, we speaking English and all that, you know what I mean, comes from them. They conquered us, you know what I mean. They conquered us and now we speak English. Boom. It ain't rocket science, you know what I mean? It's just all it takes is some practical knowledge. Just think for a second, unless you don't want to hear it, you know, you want to shut your ears to this. You want to shut your ears to the truth. That's fine. But the truth is, you know what I mean, that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are one family. We're one family. We're not to be, you know what I mean, separate or nothing like that. You know what I mean? We are one family, blood family, and we need to show brotherhood to each other. That's what the class is about. You know what I mean? I had to go into that a little bit. I had to break that down for brothers. Like, damn, like goddamn, look, we got the same oppressor. We live in the same neighborhoods, the same poverty. We could go through the same hell with the authorities. You know what I mean? The taskmasters that they put over us. So why the hell, like, all right, goddamn, we both got a common enemy. Both got common enemies. Both was put on a slave ship. We both was put on ships, like it was prophesied in Deuteronomy. So what the hell? Like, what? I don't understand what Negroes be talking about. What? Like, we're the same. Like, we're the same, brother. Like, just different tribes, which means family, different families. You know what I mean? That's all. We are one family, well, and as a whole. So you know, we just need to all show brotherhood to each other, because we're deprived of that, man. We're so deprived of brotherhood, which was shown, which was displayed in that video in Alabama with them brothers out there. They displayed excellent brotherhood, and I love it. You know what I mean? They saw their brother getting attacked. And they said, man, you got to get me too. And that's how we live here in the Isupk. Under Commander General Yohana, of course. So, yeah, I'm going to, you know what I mean, keep it going. Keep it going. All right. So, we just touched on First John chapter 4 and 20 and verse 21. So now y'all can meet me at Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. So this another scripture, you know what I mean, regarding brotherhood. So that's my favorite topic, talking about brotherhood. All right, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the Isupk. All right. All right, well, let me just read actually. Let me chill out. Verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these brethren, ye have done it unto me. And that's what we say in the world, like, you know what I mean? I heard brothers before, even, you know what I mean, myself, talk about, like, man, you doing something to that, brother, shoot, you gotta deal with me. Like, it's basically the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? You harm this brother, you harm me. Or you doing something to him, you doing something to me then. Or, you know what I mean? If you do something to this brother, you gonna have to deal with me. You know what I mean? That's us in the UPK too. That's us in the UPK. That's how we live our day-to-day lives. You know what I mean? You do something to that brother, I'll be unalive or do some unaliving for that brother, man. Because I'm willing to follow what Christ said. If you really if you really know the scriptures, you would, you know what I mean, you wouldn't have a beef with that statement. You know what I mean? That's textbook. That's textbook of what like Christ was talking about. That's textbook. We will like, come on, man. If a brother do something, one of your brothers, you come on, man. You defend your brother. If you're not a punk, that's what I'm saying. If you're not a punk, you know what I mean. You'll defend your brother. You'll go through anything to, you know what I mean, make sure he's good, and you know what I mean, to make sure, you know what I mean. Because look, if you harm that brother, you harm me. That's what this scripture that's what Christ was just saying just now. I'll read it again. Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto me, Slacken, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these brethren, these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So if you've done it, like, that's basically like, you know what I mean, you mess with that brother, you messing with me. You doing something to him, you better do something to me too, or try to attempt to do something to me too. That's standard UPK right there. Like, we're not gonna watch our brother get harmed by the police and not do anything. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that at all. That's not UPK. That's not us. We're gonna always, you know what I mean, look out for one another, the sisters, you know what I mean? That's us. That's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? That's the way we should live our lives as a nation. Imagine Imagine we do that as a nation. Imagine us as a whole nation think like that. And I feel like just like what Commander General Hunter was saying yesterday, shout out to him. He was saying like, this about to be mainstream. This about to be like, all our brothers as a nation, we're gonna start looking out for each other like this because it's coming to an end. This place is coming to an end. And we're gonna need each other in these last days more than you could ever believe. We're gonna need each other so like that's and you're gonna think the ISUBK, you're gonna think Commander General Hana when these hard times come, man, because he's gonna have us do the job that only we can do when these times come. But like, we showing the ultimate brotherhood to brothers, even us, we going out feeding we're feeding the brothers and sisters up, clothing the brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? And shoot, let a brother be start getting harassed by any devil out there or cop or something. We not gonna just stand there and watch them get choked out like them people with Corey and George Floyd. We before we let that brother be unalive, we'll put our neck in place of his neck instead. We'll do that before we let that brother be unalive by any stinking heathen like that, or get abused like that. We'll put ourselves in his position before that we let any of that happen. Because we truly stand on what we stand on what Christ was talking about, what Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew stand for, what he commanded us to do. He commanded us to love one another, man. He commanded us to do that. I'll read this again, man. And for people who don't know, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto me, unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Come on, man. That's how we talk as a people anyway. Like we already went over that. You know what I mean? Shoot, any cop wanna, any oppressor like that brother got choked out on the train some months ago. We wouldn't just sit and record that. Like, come on, all right, well, come on, is anybody gonna is anybody gonna stop him from choking him to death? No. Like, oh no, y'all just all wanna record. Come on, man. Somebody gotta have, somebody gotta have for, I'm gonna just PG it up, but like, somebody just have to have some strength, you know what I mean? Be a damn man. Be a man, an honorable man of your nation, and be willing to be unalive for your people if need be. Come on, like We don't. That's the problem with us. We don't have nobody that'll stand, man. We don't have nobody that can stand outside of the ISUBK. We don't have no. That's why our leaders sell us out to everybody, man. Starting with like Martin Luther King. Starting with him, like he sold us out. He sold us all the way out, clean out. Why I say that is because he even admitted himself. He admitted saying like, "Yo, I feel like," and this is like a paraphrase, but this is what basically he was saying like, I feel like I'm leading my people into a burning house. That's what he said when regarding the civil rights movement. That's what he was saying. And like you said it too damn late. Like goddamn, you did the damage already. Come on, like you already like you sold us out. So all right, yeah. He was like, all right, yeah. We need my focus on minorities. Focus on minorities. Focus on, and that wasn't even his movement. He stole that from the push cart. The people that started that push cart movement. He hijacked that and made his own thing. Like he ain't even. But anyway, you know what I mean. Focus on minorities. Focus on and they started focusing on minorities, and guess what? They got the Orientals. They got them. They brought the Orientals over here. They brought the Arabians over here. You know what I mean? They brought East Indians over here and put them in your neighborhoods. Boom. There you go. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's civil rights right there. That's what it is. That's your civil rights. So we give up and we sell all our goddamn stores and everything we got in our neighborhoods. Saliva. We sell all our stores out in our neighborhoods that, you know what I mean, we take care of brothers and all that who need a job. Probably, you know what I mean, you know how we come up in this hell, you know what I mean? A brother probably just getting out of prison or getting out of jail. You know what I mean? He needs somewhere to start fresh. And he was able to go to a brother. You can go to a brother that got a store in the neighborhood that owns the store. Like, hey man, look, I just need another chance. Need another chance at life. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make ends meet. This that could you help me out? The brother will the brother could understand where he's going through because you know we are going through the same things. You understand it. He was probably in that same place before. He could let him hire him on the spot and allow him to work for him. And no, how you say, no catch, no nothing. That's what we need, man. That's what we need. But like I was saying, Martin Luther King just got rid of all that good stuff that we had, man. Thank him for the disappearance of our stores, man, our businesses. We thank him for that. But basically, you know what I mean, not just him, you know what I mean? Shoot, Malcolm X, like everybody loved him. And at one point in time, he may have really been interested in the like helping black people and everything. But once he went over there to Mecca, shoot, his whole spirit changed. You know what I mean? He came back, his whole spirit turned into something else. You know what I mean? He then started turning into like, yo, we gotta love everybody. We got all right, yeah, we love each other, but love them too. Like, you know what I mean? We can't anybody who says that we should give our that we should give our oppressor a chance, he is garbage. That toss him out the window. Toss that out the window. That's a red flag right there. If you ever hear anybody talking about, well, we need to give them a chance or hear them out or try to, there's no getting along. Slug, y'all. There's no getting along with our oppressor. And we got hundreds, not even that, thousands on top of thousands of years of evidence that proves that like, yo, there's no getting along with this man. There's no getting along with this animal that's over us, man. Because he's just that, an animal. He doesn't have no conscience on what he's doing to us. You know what I mean? Us in our he has us in our just basically basically concentrated in like concentration camps, basically. Like you know what I mean? Just concentrated in these little neighborhoods of ours. You know what I mean? Even though we make it a paradise, we live ghetto fabulous. You know what I mean? We do our things. We do our things at time, right? But like still, like they concentrate us in these areas. You know what I mean? And have us, destroy us basically with pouring the drugs and pour the guns and what else? What else? Makes put some Chinese restaurants in their neighborhoods. Okay, wait a minute. Get some Eastern. Put them in the neighborhoods. Oh yeah, put some Jewish. The Jew. Let alone look. The Jewish man come in now. And He's your landlord now. He's the one that you got to pay now. He don't give a damn how much you struggling. He don't care. You could be behind. You can try to plead with him all you want. He doesn't care. He'll toss you out. And then, you know what I mean? This is our plight, man. This is what we go through on a day-to-day basis in this place, man. This is what we go through. Imagine that. And you know what I mean? So that's why we press so heavy in the UPK. Like we press so heavy in there. It's one of my favorite topics to go over. You know what I mean? That we have to stick together. We have to be. We have to have each other's best interests at heart. We have to have each other's best interests at heart. And even if a brother could piss a brother, because sometimes it could happen, like, you know what I mean? A brother piss you off or something like that. You know, this nigga getting on my, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell him something. But we try to, you know what I mean, we gotta that's the way we get out of this hell, man. And like that's one of them curses like that we need to break right there. One of them demons that we need to break is like, and I had to find that out. So like I had to check myself heavy coming in here because you know me as a young man coming in here, or even like before that I started taking this serious. Man, I'll tell you, man. Let a brother look at me wrong. I'll just be like, man, look, I'm like looking at him crazy, and I'm waiting for. I'm gonna let him turn away first or something. I'm like, yo, and if you don't turn away, then it escalates, and it's like, you know what I mean? That's not the way we should be. I had to check the hell out of myself for that because you know what I mean. I had to change and realize why we do that to each other. Why do we eyeball each other and be like, well, nigga, what the fuck you looking at? What you looking at? Nigga, what you looking at? Like, like we gotta realize why we do that to each other. And I realized like we're in hell. We're in hell. We're in oppression. We under oppression. We live a hellish life, man. So we're not gonna be. That's what happens to like you know when you put. That's what happens when we in captivity. When you put so you put some dogs. So you put some dogs or dogs. Put some dogs in a small concentrated area or a lion or a lion. That's a good one. You take some lions, right? Slack it, and you put them in like a small environment or whatever like that. Basically in captivity. You know what I mean? They don't really. You could make it. You could make it like they free to roam or whatever like that. That's basically what these zoos be doing. The zoos have them like you know what I mean. That's basically their captivity. They locked up in there. They don't. The minds don't be happy in there or nothing like that. You know what I mean? They be if you lock them in a small environment like that, they'll kill each other over the little scraps of food that they get, and that's what they do with us, man. They have us in a hellish environment where it pushes us to destroy ourselves to get up, to try to have an illusion of rising up in your individuality as a black man or Hispanic man. You know what I mean? That's what they do. So I realized, like, personal, just me personal, right? Personal story, like, one of the last times where I had to check myself, and this is probably the last time. After that, I just was like, all right, I just have to recognize, like, these brothers are like, I see why they pissed, cause you know what I mean. Just the same reason why I was pissed, cause you know we in the hell, we in hell. Any like any real man that's in oppression gonna really feel like some type of anger, like you know what I mean. So look, me, so I'm taking a break from my job and all that. Not my lunch break. I'm just leaving. So I'm out. Just like man, I need to step out. So I went to McDonald's, Mickey D's McDonald's to get something to eat. You know what I mean? Got my usual right. And the same brother in there, the same brother that I always had that moment where every time I went in there, I would look at him, he look at me, eyeball. I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at? Fuck this nigga looking. I'm like, what nigga? What you look? You know, be back and forth to just staring. And I'm waiting for. I'll wait for him to look away. He look for me to look. Wait for me to look away. I'm looking at him I'm like, oh, so you ain't gonna turn, right? All right, so that's just the basically that's what would be going on before, right? And it'll just be that it'll be like a nigga like what the fuck you like, looking up and down type of thing, right? So other than that, and that's all it would be too. It would just be that, right? I'm like, man, fuck out of God. But look, this last time I went in there, Salaka for the language too. But yeah, so last time I went in there, it's a rainy day. It happened again. I'm looking at him. He looking at me. I'm like, you know what? Because I started coming into the truth at the time, and I realized, like, look, this brother, I see why he's doing that. I see why he's doing that, and I know what Christ said. I know what Christ said. He said, you know what I mean? Shoot, man, that brother do wrong to you or he offends you, just yo, just basically love your brother more than you love yourself. You know what I mean? Love him more than you love yourself. If that, you know what I mean, does that, I see why I had to think about it in a different light instead of just serving or trying to fulfill my own how you say rage or anger or something like that. Understand why that brother is feeling that way, why he's doing that. You have to understand what brother's going through in his life. And I had to explain this to somebody in the world. This too. I had to explain. I'm like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I used to try to check. I used to check, but motherfucker. It's like I used to check dudes all the time, right? And everything, and being like, basically, what I was just saying. And I had to tell him, like, yeah, man, I realized I see why these brothers, you know what I mean, we walk even not just there, not just that's such a small thing. The whole ghetto, the whole our neighborhood, walk around, we mugging each other and all that. We don't give a fuck about each other, you know what I mean? So it's like we don't care about each other. We mugging each other all the time. And we are brothers. But the reason why we do that is because we're in hell, man. We're in hell. We oppressed. We taught to hate each other in this place. We taught to serve. We taught to sell drugs to our babies, man. We taught to sell drugs to our babies. So just imagine, imagine. I know you don't care about me, or I know you don't have no love towards me because all the other evil that we do to each other. So it takes to break this curse we under, man. I had to realize that to break this curse, to get from out of this, one of the ways to get out this hell is brotherhood. That's the one of the main things we have to do, man. We gotta, you know what I mean, turn around and be like, all right, just you treating me like that. All right, you looking at me like that. All right. Just, you know what I mean, all it takes is a simple yeah, I ain't your enemy, y'all. You know what I mean? I ain't your enemy. We good. We brothers. All right. We gonna have to do, like, you know what I mean, or dap them up. You know what I mean? Look, we're not enemies, bro. We don't even know each other. It's all good. That's all. It takes a simple thing like that, and then, you know what I mean. That's how we break that. That's how we. That's how we. That's how we discharge that hate for each other. That's how we do it. And once we do that, man, yo. So all that aggression we had towards each other, once we come together and, what I mean, love each other and have that aggressive love towards each other, you know what I mean? Like it's like you good? Are you good? This that. So who are they? Who are those dudes over there trying to? Who are them setting up stores in our neighborhoods though? Who them? Who, let's talk to them real quick. Like imagine we do that. Imagine we do that. You know what I mean? One like, all right, so they setting up restaurants in our neighborhoods. All right, okay, cool. Well, how your kids gonna eat? How your kids gonna get put through school and all that? How they gonna be put through college? How the hell they gonna be put through you know what I mean, all these different universities and things like that? All right, so how is he going to set up generational wealth? All right, yeah, they got their restaurant. Okay, so, all right, so let's keep. All right, boom. We know that. How are you going to set up your restaurant? How are we going to set up your restaurant? How are we going to set up your business that we all get to, as a people, get to support? How are we going to do that? Like, how are we going to do that? We can't? Okay, so the next step is we got to stop giving them money. Boom. Like, come on. That's the next step. Boom. We gotta stop giving them money. We gotta stop supporting them. Cause look, we pay like what? We make them pay like what is it like? I feel the old stats was like 10,000 or 7,000 uh dollars a week or something. Chinese restaurants was getting off of us in the black community. Come on, bro. Come on, man. We gotta stop giving our love, giving our resources to these other people that don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us. You know what I mean? You know they don't care because look, you know why they don't care? Try to fill out an application and join a Chinese restaurant. Try that. Ask them for an application and try to, you know what I mean, get it on in the kitchen making egg rolls and all that. Try that and see how that work out for you. It's not gonna work out for you because they love their people. They love their people too much to even give you a damn application for a job. And that's what we need towards each other. When like somebody asked me, it's like, bro, and I might sound crazy. I love doing this, like in the talking to people in the world, like you know what I mean. Like, well, why you sound so like you don't, like you hateful, like you hate, you got some hate in your heart, and that sounds so homosexual. Like that sounds so homosexual. Like you know what I mean. That sounds real off. Come on, like what are you talking about? How a brother gonna walk around here happy all the damn time? Like how a brother gonna walk around here happy all the damn time? Like you just happy with everything, huh? You know what I mean? You happy with every single thing. You don't have no problems with nothing. That's a real homosexual. Like come on, man. Come on. You gotta have some hate towards so you love everything. Man, look, check this out. Let me not get off topic. You know what I mean? I had people in the world like, yo, sound like you got some hate towards your heart, like in your heart, man. You gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll tell you quick, like, look, I love you. I love you so much that I don't give a damn about no Oriental, no oppressor, no East Indian. You know what I mean? No, no, I put you before them. I put you before myself. Come on, bro. Like, and then they'll get that erases all that brainwashing. If they got like some sense of, if they got some type of sense of, you know what I mean. If they can hear a little bit, that'll erase all that brainwashing off. You know what I mean. If they got any love towards their people, basically. You know what I mean. That'll do it. Like, yo, I love you, man. I don't love them. See, look, they established already. They established. Don't they got Chinatown and all that? Chinatown and in all the major cities of this empire. You know what I mean? They get us like you know what I mean. They leave powers that be. The oppressor leaves them alone. They let them have a Chinatown and the the so-called Jews man. They got they diamond diamond district and all that. They got their diamond district. Everybody got their own neighborhoods. But what do we got? Like what we got to show for? We don't have nothing to show for. All we got to show for, we got something to show for though. We do. We got like crack corners and drug corners. You know what I mean? We got what? We got all the black on black crime in the neighborhoods. We got that to show for. We got all the all the all the heathens getting rich off of us in our own neighborhoods. We got that. Like that's what we got to show for. And another thing I noticed about us, we like we get too much in like, and this is what getting high does to you too. This is what that does to you too. When you do that, you lose all the fight out of you. You lose, and all you want to do is have a good time after that. You know what I mean? Like all you want to do is like, no, man, look, man, why you like that? I'm just chilling. I'm just alive, man. I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? I'm just here. I heard that so much. I'm just here. I'm just here living like I'm just here, man. That's all I'm doing. And it's like, damn, you don't stand on nothing, do you? You don't stand on what's life about to you? People gotta grow up and realize like what's life about for real. What's your place on this planet, man? Why you like what's the reason why your people like we gotta think? Why are we at the bottom? Like critical thinking. Why the hell are we at the bottom? And everybody's doing so much better than us. Even if they not even if the other heathens are like some are better than others, doing better, um, they're better off than others. Why are they so much better than us? Like we don't have nothing. Why? And you know what I mean? We gotta realize and we don't and the reason why we don't think like that is because, you know what I mean, we just wanna have a good time in this place. I think it was said in the scriptures, I believe it said, you know what I mean, this place is like a big playground or something like that. I forget, I'm gonna have to ask somebody about it, but yeah, it's like a playground, like, you know what I mean? Anybody can do whatever they want. They could do anything, they could enjoy any disgusting thing they want to do in this place. They could do anything like you know what I mean? What's this? Ooh, let me try that. Did you try this? And did you put this on that? Did you do this? It's so disgusting. So disgusting. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all with your religion, this is brotherhood class. And this is your brother telling you, listen, we must stick together. We must and listen, us in the UPK, we're gonna tell you what you need to hear, and this is what you're gonna need to apply to your life in these last days. Because look, man, it's gonna get real crazy real quick, and these laws is what you're gonna need to live by if you want to be, you know what I mean, if you want to be good in these last times, you know what I mean, because you don't follow them, then what happens. This is brotherhood. I'm trying to tell you, we gotta come back to these laws. We can't eat the other white meat. With this place, let us say, look, man, listen, this is the other white meat. Yeah, this chicken, this that chicken beef, yeah, but this is the other white meat. You gotta try this out. You can't do that pork, swine. You can't eat that. You can't eat that. Mussels, clams, what whether disgusting thing or like lobster, shrimps, crawfish, like all that, all that garbage, man. You're not supposed to eat that. Like that's why the water's so damn dirty, man. Cause like y'all taking up all the damn y'all taking up all the cleaning supplies out the water and eating it. Y'all eating up all the dirty sponges. Y'all eating dirty sponges and all that. That's what y'all eating, man. Y'all getting up all the dirty rags out from the bottom of the ocean, and y'all eating. Those are meant to, you know what I mean. Well, look, the Most High said we shouldn't eat it. That's point blank. He said, don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it. That's hey, that's what our Father said. Look, don't eat this, don't eat that. All right, no questions asked. Don't do it. Don't do. He said it's unclean to you. It's unclean to you. Don't eat it. So no questions asked. You shouldn't do it. But look, if you want to take a closer look at it, like they clean the ocean, they clean the waters. Why do you think these water like you can't get no clear water if only if you go to um certain places in the Caribbean or Florida or something? Excuse me. Yeah, y'all want to eat all the disgusting abominations and all that. We gotta cut that out. We gotta cut that out. You know what I mean? For you sisters, man. Look, You're gonna need I know you independent woman and this and that and the other. You want to be independent and all that. Well, like you so sleep, you don't even know. Look, you know it's about to be hell. It's hell. We about to catch some hell. And we gonna be on the front lines. You know what I mean, assisting the people. But listen, you going in these last days. You're gonna need a strong black, Latino, Native American man in the household, man. You're gonna need him there. You're gonna need him there, man. Cause look, I know you know what I mean. You don't like, man. This every time I come in, this nigga on the couch playing the game. You gonna wish you had that Negro in there on that couch when these times when these days come, man. You gonna wish he was there. You need to recognize, like, humble yourself, realize, like, you getting taught that by our oppressor. Our oppressor teaches you that, and like, well, he ain't teach me nothing. He ain't teach me nothing. Listen, listen. Like, he pushes this throughout. Like, obviously, he ain't telling you like a conversation. Well, yeah, something like that too. But like, he pushes it in the mainstream media. Like, you were strong. You could just like the snake in the garden. Just like the snake in the garden. It's the same damn thing, bro. This book, man. This book is heavy, man. This book called the Bible is heavy. This book is you know what I mean? Come on. It's the heaviest book you ever gonna read. If you could understand it, truthfully. You know what I mean? That's why we here. But listen, just like the snake in the garden. The snake in the garden. What'd he do? He went to Eve and said, man, look, you can be you could be something special. You can be like a god. You can do this, that, and the other. You can have so much power. That's you, independent black woman today. That's y'all. You know what I mean? I hear you. It's a bunch of nonsense I'm hearing though. It's a bunch of BS I'm hearing. But listen, like, the better way to live, the natural way to live, like the way it's supposed to be. Have that man in the household. You know what I mean? To watch over that house, to be the head of that household. That's what you need, man. That's what you need. And watch the household flourish. He is the most important thing regarding the black family. Like, the black man is the most important thing. You need him more than anything. That's what you need. Because without him, who gonna teach the children to grow up strong? Who gonna teach you to get in order? Who gonna have the house in order? Who gonna stand up to our oppressor? And who gonna stand up to our oppressor and, you know what I mean, put up a fight and tell his people to stop sinning against the Most High? Who gonna do that? That's why, you know what I mean. Look, us in the UPK, that's what we're gonna be doing. It should be a time where, like, paraphrasing, 7 women shall take hold of one man. That day is coming, like, you know, that day is coming. So basically, just, you know what I mean, that's something for that right there too. You know what I mean? We need black men in the house. In every household, we need a black man, a strong, a black man, not no black, you know, sissy, a feminine boy, a feminine man, not no, you know, a soft dude. We need a man, a real man in the house, not a soft black black man in the house, black male in the house. We need real men, all right? That's not afraid to stand up against this place. You know what I mean? That's what we need in every household. And without him, the children will they'll learn from their phones. They'll learn from watching their dumb mom or whatever. They they mom and all that. They ignorant mom doing things, and I'm not talking about sisters in the school, but like sisters outside of school. Obviously, like, look, they they first of all, they do, you know, that's another topic. That's another class. I'm gonna get into that later. But basically, these sisters got to get in line. The children got to get in line. But the black man will help. Black and Hispanic man, Native American man, gonna have all that in order if he's in charge of the household. Boom. All right. So that was that. Y'all meet me at Matthew chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse what? 22. I'm going to these these brotherhood scriptures, man. Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Sloppy. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. You know what I mean? Well, I'll read it out. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. You know what I mean? Like, basically, like, look, can't just be hating your brother for no reason. You can't have no ill will towards your brother for no reason. And if somebody, brother, offends you, get counsel. That's what counsel is for. Go to counsel, straighten it out, iron it out. You know what I mean? It's never like, oh man, but forget you, man, forget you. You know, whatever, man. You know, and then you eventually start to hate each other, and that's what we're not to do. That's total opposite of what we're supposed to be doing in this place, man. Now let me get Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Luke 6 and 31. And as ye would do that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. Basically, like what you would want a brother to do to you, like, you know what I mean, how you want to be, basically like the known saying in the world, treat people how you want to be treated. But when you say people will be like, well, it could be anybody. You could be an impressor or whatever have you. Try to condense it down to a point where it's just our people. So like that's what this scripture is basically talking about. Like you know, I love a brother will, a brother loves you and everything. Slacking. If treat a brother how you would want a brother to treat you, you treat a brother the same. And you know what that causes? That causes a brother to slacking. Yeah, that causes a brother to be on his P's and Q's, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, let me treat this brother how I would want to be treated. You know what I mean? And treat him like, you know what I mean, how he's supposed to be treated as a brother. Because he is a brother, you know what I mean? Let's treat him like that. That's basically that. So I'm gonna go to one of the real good ones I like. John chapter 15 and John chapter 15 verse 12. All right. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Love each other as Christ loved us. That's how we must move in this place, man. We must move like you know what I mean, love one each other like Christ loved us. That's the way. That's the real way to carry yourself in this place, man. Especially with all the hate that we show each other. I'm gonna read on. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. In other words, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Laying down your life for your brother is the greatest uh, act of love you could ever show your brother. You know what I mean? That's the greatest act. Lay your life down for that brother, man. Listen, there's no greater love than that. That's what Christ said. And that's what we teach in the ISUPK. That's what we push. We push up into the front in the ISUPK. We push that to the front because, you know what I mean, that's what we desperately need, man. We need brothers like that, like them brothers in Alabama. In Alabama that did that when they went and defended that brother. They defended that brother that was they defended that brother that was being attacked, man. They defended that brother, and that's the greatest act of brotherhood, of love you ever want to see, that you ever could show a brother, to lay down your life for that brother. That's what Christ told us, man. That's what he told us. And guess what? It's more to the scripture too. Uh, ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. You know what I mean? Basically, like, you know what I mean? Where's brothers? Where's brothers? Like, you know what I mean? We follow him. We walk in that life. We follow what the Father said for us to do. Where's brother? That's what he said. Like, and you know, I can get some more. I can get some more. We can go to Matthew chapter. Go to Matthew chapter 18, verse 20, 21. Y'all can meet me there. Catch up. Yeah, so Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. And it reads this. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Now this Peter asking our king, right? Asking him, so how many times should I forgive this brother and he's sinning against me? How many times should I forgive him? All right, and what Christ about to respond and answer him, right? He says this, verse 22. Yahweh shall saith unto him, I say unto thee, unto 7 times, O Salaki. I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. So basically, like, look, Peter asked him, like, man, how long should I forgive a brother that's sinning against me all the time? Like, how often should I forgive him? Like 7 times? 7 times should I forgive him? 7 times? Christ responded, man, look, paraphrasing, like, hey, you know what I mean? I don't say 7 times. I say you forgive him till 70 times 7. Like, basically, like, forgive him forever. Like, always forgive your brother, basically. Like, forgive him always. He do you wrong. He do you, you know what I mean? Forgive him. A brother coming, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. What? Do something like, I don't know, something. You forgive him and all that, but you aggressive. I'm like, man, all right, brother. It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead. It's all right. Go ahead. Because I could have, you know what I mean, did something to you for that. But I got love for you to just dead it and be like, all right, it's all right, brother. It's too wild. It's too wild, you know what I mean? Go ahead and go on with your day life. You know what I mean? We need forgiveness with each other. You know what I mean? But we also need to learn to treat each other rightfully. But it starts you know what I mean, somewhere, right? So that was a heavy scripture, man. I'll read it again one more time. Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Then verse 22. Yahweh shall say unto him, I say not unto thee until seven times, but until 70 times seven. Like basically, like you always basically forgive your brother, always. Always forgive him, because you know what I mean, that's showing mercy on your brother. You show mercy to your brothers. You show mercy, you shall receive mercy. That's another scripture. I think Matthew chapter 5. Y'all could meet me. That's something like Christ is heavy, man. He's heavy. He speaks a lot of realness, man. The realest. Now, you know what I mean. Matthew chapter 5, verse. I'm looking for it. All right. Sure enough. Basically, all right. Oh, Slack. All right. Yeah. So Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. So, like, look, like, you show mercy to your brothers, to your sisters, like, you will receive, you'll receive mercy. You'll receive mercy. You go ahead and, you know what I mean, take it easy on, like, you know, on, having some anger or any type of problem with your brothers, you know what I mean, and have mercy on them, you'll receive mercy. So, that's just everybody. We gotta take care of each other, man. We gotta, you know what I mean, make sure that we gotta, because if we don't like take care of each other, nobody will take care of us. Like nobody would show any love to us or look out for us. That's like obvious. So if we don't do that, then we just lost in the sauce. Like that's it, basically. Uh, so I'm gonna get one scripture right here. Mark, Mark, 12:31. I'll catch up. Yeah, so Mark chapter 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely, I'll read 31st. I'll read 31st. All right. Verse 30. So Mark 12th chapter, verse 30. And thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. That's the first commandment, the main commandment. You know what I mean? Love the Lord thy God. Love the Lord thy God. That's the 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 main commandment. Now I'm gonna read on to the 31st verse. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself, man. So once you love your neighbor as you love yourself, you won't go ahead and do evil to that brother. You won't, you know what I mean? You won't try to harm his children. You won't try to murder that brother and take him away from his children forever. Like, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't try to, because you would think about his children. You would think about, well, even if you weren't even not even going on that, like thinking like you taking another brother's life for like for because of what? And Lord says, "Love thy." The Lord said, uh, "Slaki." Yahweh our King said, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these." Those are the two greatest commandments right there. You must love each other as as we love Islam. You must love thy neighbor as Salakim. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Like, let's love our neighbors as ourselves, man. Once we show some care and compassion for each other, we won't need to go and beg these other nations for anything. We wouldn't have to beg no other heathen to assist us with nothing. We wouldn't need them for housing. Wouldn't need them for wouldn't need them for any damn thing. Like for food, clothing, wouldn't need them at all. Like so, once we just, you know what I mean, we get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments in this book called the Bible, we'll be way better off. We'll be way better off, man. Because this is how we need to. This is real serious. All right, now let's see if I can get some other scriptures. Let's see. Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. I'm just reading down Matthew chapter 5. You know what I mean? And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Like for others that's poor in spirit, you know what I mean, that whose spirit is in the gutter, who suffers a ton in this place, you know what I mean. His is his is the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean. He will, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The poor in spirit. You know what I mean, our higher ups are people that's pushed high on pedestal in this nation. You know what I mean. That sell us out. Our leaders, talking about our black leaders, our religious leaders. They, you know what I mean. Their spirit is not poor. Basically, their spirit is like they're like a high and mighty type of spirit. Like they don't they just they feel like they're in power. They are good with our oppressor. So they feel good, basically. Like they feel real good that they in position and they tawab. But guess what? Blessed are the poor in spirit. Not the people that are all hype, like tight, whatever. Like, man, I am with the government. You know what I mean, work for, you know what I mean, work for the government, our oppressors and all that. Like, blessed is the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? Verse 5. I'm going to skip down to verse 5. And it says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Ooh, dig. Um, Verse 6. "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." Like, people that thirst after righteousness, like, you know what I mean? That want to be righteous so, like, badly. Like, they want to be in the right spirit so bad, they will be filled. They'll get that righteousness. They'll get it. They'll obtain it, basically. And basically, what we do in the Isupk is like we telling our brothers and sisters come together. They come together, not to come together with the wrong people, but with each other. You know what I mean? Our brothers and sisters. We come together. We come together, and we do something productive, man. Do something productive, in which could only be found in the ISUPK under Commander General Gahana. Only found here in this truth. You're not gonna find it nowhere else. So, like, you know what I mean? You come in here, get the brainwashing off you, all the brainwashing that the Christian church puts on you. Get that off your mental. You get your mind working right. Get your spirit right. You'll be great, man. You'll be great. Our nation will be great. And we'll be ready for our king to return and to get our oppressor out of his seat, man. Get this oppressor, take all the crowns off their heads. You know what I mean? That's what we strive for in this truth. We strive for us to be better and not to, you know what I mean, to be perfect. And like that's what the brotherhood that's what the brotherhood and this truth is for. That's what it's for, man. Like we sharp iron sharpen iron. We make sure, like, you know what I mean, one brother is falling a little bit, tripping and stumbling a little bit, you know what I mean? It takes another brother to carry him up and help him along the way. That's what it takes, man. Like, it takes for us to really look out for each other. That's what it really takes. And you know what I mean? I can't say it anymore. Like, once we do it, and imagine us as a nation, it'll be so beautiful, like, you know what I mean? Our families will be strong. Our households will be strong. We'll have an identity. Dang, man. Imagine that. Imagine that. So with that, I'm going to cut the class a little short, a little early. This is a priest and officer Mathumyad out of the ISUPK, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Gahana. We've been teaching the truth to our people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, that they are the real Jews of the Bible, the real Israelites. And Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 says, let me pull it real quick before we head out. Salakia. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull it. Because what we need to do is what this scripture tells us to do right here. What the Lord tells us to do right here. And this is what we really need to do. And that's why I've been saying all class. But here we go. I'm going to let the Lord speak. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. We're that nation not desired, man. We are that nation that's not desired. We are that nation that everybody wants to you know what I mean, run over, leave for dead and leave to just serve everybody else. We must gather together. That's what the scripture says. And under command of Jeriana, we've been pushing this. We've been pushing this for ever. Since 1969, we've been pushing this, that brothers and sisters need to come together. Need to come together and do something real special. Do something real special that has never been seen before. You know what I mean? So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All right.